But also, the second I looked at the schedule and realized that, you know, we had a local guest that was coming through, it was like, all right, you know what? We can do this. Like, we could just bring it all here. It's a much different, it's a much more personable energy. Let's see what type of energy we're going to bring in. I'm going to have to change the spectate settings so it doesn't fast forward. Apologies, y'all.
So that one, I believe you should go all the way back to like game settings. So we might actually have to wait till the end of the set to adjust that.
All right. Yeah, I can rectify that after counter DI coming out from crossover. Side swap. No, I like that. The only other choice that I think one could have made would have been if you wanted to try to spend the level 1 in hopes of getting the burnout, but the screen position was definitely better.
You say that, but we've gone coast to coast, and now we got the level 2 tornado just rushing through him. Not going to be able to get anything out of that situation. And JB with a very solid closeout to that round.
Yep. First one on the board there, but having to commit, I mean, committing those resources, but as I say so frequently here, you get super bar relatively easily in this game. I think there's a reason that, one of the reasons that the level 2s get talked about for how valuable they are is because you can reasonably build at least 2 or 3 of them in a set.
Yeah, and if you're a character that has an incredibly solid one, like Rashid, then you're going to be pumping those out as much as possible, right?
OD up kicks, comes out from crossover, doesn't want to deal with giving JB the opportunity to work their way out of the corner, and then off of that plus frames, they're able to close it out 1 round apiece here in this first game.
Yeah, that was definitely much cleaner than the round before, but okay. Trying to wait for something, some sort of approach from JB though with the sway, but now just pushing forward again.
Okay. Feint pressure working out here. I had remarked that, like, doing the feints and stuff like that are why I couldn't stay on DJ. Oh no, the level 2 gets smoked by the fireball. JB donates his super bar to the cause.
And that's actually brutal because it's literally the end of the game here. It's 1 round apiece. You're in such a life deficit. That was literally your moment to try and bring this back. But JB looking to make another crazy comeback for the week.
Yep, that was huge going for that DR underneath. We're not going to have the damage, but that throw ought to be enough to do it. The first game is indeed going to go to crossover.
Yeah, and it's just unfortunate that the fireball beat out the startup of that tornado, but we'll see it again. Don't worry, the tornado will be back.
Okay, good throw tech. Got a crossover, trying to not lose too much space, but still gradually getting pushed back. I think that like the DR, I'm sorry, from DJ is so strong. Like, he can control that forward moving space really effectively, but Rashid is a little bit hard to pin down. His neutral game can be pretty solid. His counter pokes in that spot work out decently well. Clipped by the overhead now. JB has a bunch of control, but that slightly weak anti-air game of Rashid making it a little bit harder for him to slow the progression from crossover, puts himself in burnout. This is a really good spot for crossover, actually.
Yeah, we're gonna be building up meter quite fast here as well. And it's actually a really long way until JB gets that meter back. Oh, block that overhead zone. Not enough, still needs a little bit more.
That was such a bold DI, and now you're gonna die for it, actually.
Yeah, I feel like that could have been almost an on-response DI instead of a prediction one, because your opponent was still so far away from having a meter back. There wasn't going to be any light for them, even if they had meter to counter DI, but c'est la vie.
I think the problem is he was so low on life, it can be scary to try to counter DI. So it's the kind of thing where he made an active aggressive choice rather than trying to play passively. Oh, we needed for that to be a counter hit. Real scrambly situations going on here for crossover. A lot of errant hits, but not a lot of them converting. We are able to catch out into the level 3. JB is going to be alive, but very little life left. Very little drive gauge as well.
Actually, that's quite a bit more drive than I was actually expecting.
Oh, JB standing strong.
So that's 2 wake-up level 1s already for JB. I wonder if that's something we start having to pay attention to.
Well, the other wake-up level 1 was specifically in response to DI in a spot where that's the only thing you can do. So it wasn't random. It was exactly the spot where that's what that tool is for.
Shout out to Sad Boy Dan.
That's that cousin that I was talking about.
Trapped in the corner, having to deal with whatever JB comes up with next and gets caught reaching. the other side.
That back throw is important here for crossover. Needs to try to maintain the screen position as best he can, but it's not going to matter because the level 3 is going to be available. JB going to get a game on the board for himself now. I love Rashid's level 3.
I like the critical art better, but I think they're both pretty stellar. Because I like the critical art adding the like instant transmission version.
That's pretty dope. I feel like Rashid was a character in Street Fighter V who I think had a lot of character to him in terms of like the personality, but it feels like it bleeds through so much more in 6. I think all of the character personalities in 6 are dialed up to a degree they've never really been before.
Yeah, and I think it's gone a long way to, you know, make fans of the characters. I mean, a lot of these are like returning characters. They've already had some fans for, you know, playstyle or looks or one thing or another. But like this game, I feel is going a long way to like making outsiders fans of certain characters.
I think that's fair. I think even like as a non-outsider, right, as an insider, I didn't like Rashid in 5, but I like Rashid in 6.
Yeah.
I think he's so much more personable. And DJ is similarly. I've never liked DJ. But DJ in 6 is super cool. As we go on and on about that, crossover was able to draw first blood here in this game 3.
Level 2 set up. Yeah, just going through with the mixer. Oh, that was another reach opportunity, but now that you're in burnout with that level 2 just ending.
This is so scary, but again, hesitant for those anti-airs. Well, his anti-air, like, it can be a little bit difficult.
Yeah. Halfway through that burnout, but you gotta. What are you supposed to do, right? Like, in the game mechanics as they are, what are you really supposed to do?
You have to be churning a reversal super in those spots. That's it. And it's not unheard of. It's the same thing that we saw JB do in the previous game. It was the first of those wake-up level 1s. But the trick is, it's hard to be churning and blocking the whole time. It can be really scary because you have to find the right spot when they go for it.
Yeah. So we do see, again, just every knockdown is kind of scary for crossover. He's finally getting escaped, but do you think that do you think the trade is better than non-action from Rashid? I suppose it would help to know like the exact data on it.
Yeah, it depends on the situation. I think if your goal, like, just consider that it's gonna get you a super bar.
Are you good?
In CA, it's close.
He started it in the yellow, so I'm guessing yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Second game on the board now for crossover. Again, reminders for all of you. Once we make it to our top 8, it is 3 out of 5 the whole way through. We know that you guys like 3 out of 5 Street Fighter, but guess what? We've been doing 3 out of 5 for our top 8 since Street Fighter 5, so
yeah,
ahead of the curve here.
You know, not to say we're the originals, but we are. But, oh man, that's a great punish counter. Back throw. It does so much damage. Oh, we're doing it again? No, we're actually going back to mid-screen.
I mean, he generates so much space, like, you don't have to just do the back throw and try to steal corner position. Rashid just has so much mobility, and the fact that level 2 generates so much threat wherever he does it, I feel like he can be a little bit more lenient about when he chooses to just steal the corner back versus playing for something a little bit more straightforward. Ken is like that too. Has so much corner carry that it's like, I can just get the bar and get the damage. I don't have to worry about just doing the back throw.
Yeah, and I think that JB in this mid-screen neutral has actually been playing incredibly solid, and more often than not has been getting what he's looking for and being able to take it closer to the corner with that reach.
Right? We are close enough to get the punish counter off of that perfect parry. Neutral jump shimmy works.
Able to hold on to all that meter as well. Basically, we're starting the second round with a level 3 in the back pocket.
Okay, nice pickup off the DR into jab. How much does crossover choose to spend?
All of it.
Yeah, you know what? I'm doing what? Because you know what? The sooner you spend it, like, it sucks to be down a round and have to commit your level 3 in round 2. But the sooner you do it, the more bar you get back for the round 3 that you know that you need to play.
Yeah, I mean, depending on how much longer this round takes, we might be starting the next round with a meter. Or,
no, he's gonna.
If you keep getting caught out like this, there might not be another round. Oh, we got critical art. You might be dead. Yeah, you're dead.
Shit.
That is unfortunate.
You can really just get bulldozed like that sometimes in this game. I mean, think of the fact that when you start playing Street Fighter 6, you need to get used to the idea that, like, hey, I'm gonna get perfected. It's gonna happen. At any life amount, that can still happen.
Yeah, like this. There's no chip damage until burnout. You gotta land the hit to actually do damage for the first 20 seconds of the game, hopefully. So you are gonna get perfected. It's just the nature of the game. But the longer you can keep that going, the less likely it is. How many times have you seen a 40-second perfect in this game?
I mean,
What I'm saying is just block, Brad.
I tend to agree with that.
Oh,
But I am a defense. I have come to discover that I am a defensive-oriented player when it comes to fighting games. I do not want to take risks because I am too risk-averse. I am what you call in the business a wimp.
oh boy. Okay, we got the OD Fireball set up for the Super Tornado.
Oh my god, if he had had the upcharge through parry, that would have been death on that jump forward. Drive reversal. Any one of these fireballs connecting would be massive. For a second, it looked like DJ's glasses had come off, and I wondered what the hell had happened.
That one anti-air just did so much damage it took him out. So this is set point now for crossover. First one to make it to that round so critically, and now, how much do you catch over here? Like we said, the level 3 again.
Yeah, no, this makes a lot of sense.
There's no good reason not to. Really.
Yeah, well, so he did a level 3 in this spot. He committed all those resources, but now he has the drive gauge advantage. He still has the corner position. And again, one, you're going to get the bar back. Two, the earlier you spend it, the more you're going to get that bar back.
And it just puts you in such a better position to even close out the round, close out the game, close out the set. Because you really only need now one touch. And if you can just keep trading anti-airs with Rashid, but now we're at that stage where crossover doesn't have to approach, but
Yeah.
now that they have such an advantage in the drive gauge, they feel they can.
Well, it's not even just that, right? So this is scary, but what I was going to say is the thing about Rashid is, and this is true of a lot of the characters in the roster, you know what, I'll go into this after this round is over because we are about to go to true set point. Both players about to take it. I will break down the finer points of that interaction when we have a second. Because right now, the only advantage crossover has is the fact that he's about a half a super bar ahead of JB, but he's down on life, and okay, back throw from crossover gets him the advantageous corner position that he really needs.
JB definitely been doing a really lot of good work to try and get out of that. At that time, he just had to jump. He didn't really need to work hard to get out of the corner that time, but crossover gets the same escape padding.
Yeah, so crossover choosing to slow this one down, wants to, like, the longer it takes, it's like, I want to get this drive gauge back, I'm going to chuck some fireballs, you can do whatever you want with the tornadoes, I don't really care that much about it. Parry pump from JB, and there's nobody home. In Burnout, that's huge, but the level 2 is going to save him a whole bunch of time.
And obviously you're gonna reverse the mixer. Oh, that's the thing I was talking about earlier where it like just about looks like it's gone, but it's not.
Yeah, it lingers just a hair longer than you expect it to. And that's the whole Burnout. JB spent that level 2, but it basically bought him the leniency to wait out that drive gauge. Perfect parry into punish counter. This is huge. JB is gonna take the life lead as a result of that. Crossover still has so much damage though. JB doesn't have enough in the tank to close this out. Actually, level 1 might be enough. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Huge. JB takes it over crossover RD. And so what I was going to say, I was going to break down that because you were talking about like, oh, he's slowing it down, but the drive gauge is making him feel a little bit hesitant. So here's the thing. There's characters like Rashid. I also think of Jamie in this way, where they're characters, or Lily, they're characters who, when they're full screen, they have some secondary win condition of like, you need to engage with me or I am going to get to freely do the thing that I want to do. So for Jamie, it's like, you can stay there if you want, but that's just giving me drinks. Or Lily, it's like I'm getting win stores. So for Rashid, it's like, you can't just let me freely throw out these